And Philip says this thing that is heartbreaking. It's crushing, because I know every person, atheist, agnostic, religious, non-religious, Christian, non-Christian, it is your heart. It's your deepest desire. It's not fix your marriage, watch out for your kids, get you money. It's not that. Your deepest desire is this question, and your soul can't even enunciate it. But here's the question. He says, if you'll show us the Father, it's the thing beneath all the things. Show us the Father. Show us God. And Jesus turns and looks at him, and this is so powerful. Don't you know me, Philip? After I've been with you all these years, if you've seen me, you've seen God. The invisible has become visible. Anyone who's seen me has seen the Father. This is the way the New Testament was written. The Gospels are like this for the Bible, but not just the Bible, all of life. If you could show this picture, it's kind of cheesy, kind of hokey, unless you've never experienced it, and then you're like, whoa, that's profound. So close your eyes, then barely open them, and look at that. For those on the podcast, good luck figuring this out. It's a picture of Jesus that's kind of hidden. As John Stott says, if anything is clear from the Gospels and the Acts, it was that the apostles were sincere. You may think they were deceived, fine, but they were not deceivers, because hypocrites and martyrs are not made of the same stuff. So in the end of the Gospel of Luke, that carefully historical document, Jesus is risen, and these two disciples are heartbroken because they don't know they're talking to Jesus. They're walking back home after Jesus has been crucified, and normally when people are crucified, they stay dead. And Jesus comes alongside of them, and he's like, what are you talking about? And they tell him about all their heartbreak, and then Jesus opens up this library of books with them. And in Luke 24, he said, how foolish you are. How slow to believe all the prophets have spoken. Did not the Messiah have to suffer these things and then enter his glory? And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he explained to them all the scriptures concerning himself. What a Bible study. What does that look like? In light of the resurrection, what do these stories mean? And I can tell you, they come alive like this. Jesus is the new and better Adam, who sweats drops of blood, and his crown is our thorns. Jesus is the new and better Eve, bringing forth his children in unspeakable pain. He's the new and better Cain, banished from the presence of God and marked for death, not life. He's the new and better Abel. His blood speaks a better word, renewing the face of the whole earth. He's the new and better Noah, who does not save himself, but dies with the unrighteous under the flood of God's judgment. He's the new and better Abraham. He is the one righteous man that spares the city of Sodom. Jesus is the better Esau. He tricks us into taking his birthright. He's the new and better Aaron, a high priest who tears open the veil and welcomes all into the presence of God. He's the new and better Rahab, who welcomes everyone into her home. He's the new and better Samson, who saved more of his enemies in his death than in his life. He's the new and better Johnathan, who befriends us and will never abandon us. He's the new and better Saul, who is never jealous of us, but for us. He's the new and better Ark of the Covenant, who when Uzzah touched the Ark, it struck him down dead. But when people touched God's presence, it brought his life and his power and his healing. He's the new and better Job. He comforts those who only offer ridicule. He forgives those who sit in judgment over him. He's the new and better Elijah, who didn't just, he gave a sacrifice and it called down the fire of God. But Jesus is the sacrifice and the presence of God. He's the new and better Hosea, who chases after the faithless lover, speaking tenderly to them. He's the new and better Isaiah, who sees the Lord high and lifted up, but not on a temple, outside Jerusalem on a cross. He's the new and better Jonah, who we throw overboard to save ourselves, but death doesn't swallow him. He swallows death. Stand if you believe it.
Is the greatest